remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is Love Triumphs. And the reason why love can triumph in all of our lives is because on Saturday this weekend we are having the first of 2 new moons that are occurring in October, because Saturday is October 1st. And that new moon is at 8 degrees of Libra. Well, Libra is the sign of love and partnership, and there are some wonderful planets in that sign. The Sun and the new moon are in Libra, and also Jupiter, the planet of goodness and abundance, is there as well. And it is at 5 degrees, and the Sun and new moon are at 8 degrees. So all 3 of those planets are conjuncting each other, and that heightens the power of all of them. So the things that Libra represents are certainly well aspected. And Libra represents partnership and, of course, love. And it rules the law as well. So we're talking about legal partnerships, such as in a marriage or in a business partnership, because Libra also rules contracts. And it rules partnership, it rules peace, diplomacy, negotiation, certainly rules compromise, and it rules reconciliation as well. And Libra rules the arts, because it does rule beauty, since its ruler is Venus, the planet of love. And so this is a time when all the things that Libra rules are very well aspected. And so this is an absolutely excellent time to form a partnership of one sort or another, or at least get together with others. And it is a wonderful time to sign a contract. So if you are thinking about that, I hope you sort of speed it up and really do it right now, because it is such a good time for people to get together and to work well together, or perhaps to fall in love. That could certainly happen as love triumphs. There are some things to look out for, though. It's not going to hurt the fact that love triumphs, because you couldn't have 3 better planets in the sign than the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter. So in the end, that will occur. However, there are 6 planets in cardinal signs that are in a harsh T-cross, and so there are some challenges everyone will have to face. The Sun, new moon, and Jupiter in Libra are being very harshly squared by 2 other planets, Mars, which has now moved into Capricorn, and Pluto in Capricorn as well. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. It's at its very finest, but it's also at its strongest, and it is challenging the Sun, new moon, and Jupiter. And then Uranus in Aries is also squaring Mars and Pluto in Capricorn, and it is opposing the new moon, the Sun, and Jupiter in Libra. So those are the 6 planets in harsh aspect. The reason why there can be some challenges is because some planets have changed signs. Earlier in September, Jupiter went into Libra, where it will stay for a whole year. So peace and partnership, and certainly love and marriage and the law, are well aspected for a whole year. And so we could see a lot of peace treaties, or we could see some sort of agreements being written and signed in the next year, as people tend to want to negotiate. And so that would be good for everyone, because it could occur in business as well as in love. But Mars too has moved on. As I said, it moved into Capricorn, and it is going to stay in Capricorn clear up until election day. And so it is joining Pluto. Mars and Pluto are the rulers of Scorpio, which is a fixed financial sign ruling financing, credit, debt, loans, taxes, inheritance, insurance proceeds, or money coming in from any other source. So since Capricorn is a business sign, and it is a sign that sort of takes the long view of things, because it rules pension plans and old age as well, and it rules the traditional 10th house of career, there are going to be some people around with very rigid attitudes who want to drive a hard bargain right now, who are really looking at their bottom line, and they're going to persevere and continue on, and their opinion will not be swayed by anything. So you do need to be careful right now and clear up through November, and watch out for people who do want to drive a very hard bargain, because they're not going to give up, and they will have to be worked with in one way or another. And then the Mars in Capricorn, which is extremely strong, is squaring that Uranus in Aries. And Mars is a planet of energy, but also of greed and hate and anger and jealousy, and it's been squaring a very erratic, unstable planet like Uranus. So there can be sudden mishaps or danger that occurs very, very quickly, just right out of the blue, in a completely unexpected way. And so we have to watch out for that as well. So yes, there are some things that can be quite challenging under this new moon. But in the end, love will triumph anyway, because the sun and the new moon, the lights, are being conjuncted by Jupiter. And Jupiter is a wonderful planet that not only brings abundance, but it does bring good fortune, and it brings goodwill. And it's in the sign that rules partnership and love and peace. So this is a time now when, yes, people can be driving a hard bargain and be a little bit difficult because of their rigid attitudes, or they can be wildly erratic and eccentric and unstable. But still, I think that love will triumph right now, because the ruler of Libra, where the new moon is on Saturday, is Venus. And Venus is right ahead of the new moon and the sun and Jupiter. It has moved into Scorpio. And Scorpio is a fixed financial sign. And remember, I said that Mars and Pluto in Capricorn are the rulers of Scorpio? Well, they're sextiling that Venus, and they're sextiling the sign of Scorpio. And Venus in Scorpio is being trine beautifully by Neptune in Pisces. And perhaps the reason love will triumph is because somehow the money will be there in order to make a dream come true. Pisces rules dreams. And so it can come true. You can find out something more about financial assistance in one way or another through some sort of hidden revelation that does come to light. Maybe there's something you didn't know before, and that can help lead you toward finding a little bit more money to make your dream come true. Or it can come through a family member, since Venus in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces are both trining the sign of Cancer, which rules women and the home and the family. Or it could simply come through real estate in one way or another, because that's what Cancer rules too. So all of us have a chance to have love triumph in one way or another, and particularly if you're going after a dream, I think the money will be there. It will come in one way or another. So you have that to look forward to. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, I think that you are going to be facing a lot of challenges in the next month or two. And the reason why is that Uranus in your sign is being squared by the sun, moon, and Jupiter in Libra. And Uranus is also being opposed by that exalted Mars in Capricorn and Pluto. And Mars is going to stay in Capricorn clear until November. And it is your ruler. And so you're going to run into trouble, because your ruler is now in this no-nonsense business sign that hits pretty hard. And it also, since Capricorn rules big business and government agencies and the 10th house of career, your career can be threatened right now, Aries, and there can be some changes that you are really not going to like. These changes may not have anything to do with you. It might be that there is some sort of curtailment, or there can be layoffs because of budget cuts. Or it can be due to acquisitions and mergers where they don't need quite such a big staff anymore and things are cut back. And so you do have some hard-headed business people that are going to challenge you, Aries. And there are not as many planets in fire signs supporting you anymore. There's only Saturn in Sagittarius. So I think there's a possibility of perhaps of a breakup, since the planets in Libra oppose your sun and the planets in Capricorn square your sun. So I think you got a rough couple of months coming up, Aries. And if there is some sort of curtailment or change, I hope that you use your pioneering spirit just to simply move on and try something new instead. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, this is a time when I think life is going to get expensive for you. And what I mean by life is that there can be someone or something that you love very much, and it's going to cost you more money, Taurus. You can afford it, but I'm just giving you a little heads up right here, because Venus in Scorpio now is opposing your sun sign, and Venus is your own ruler. So since that is the other fixed financial sign, yours is one and Scorpio is the other, I would say that costs are going to go up due to something that you want to provide for, either something that you like very much or somebody that you like very much. And you know, even the cost of love is going to go up for you, Taurus. But because Mercury in Virgo is trining your sun, and so is the exalted Mars in Capricorn along with Pluto, you are going to be able, I think, to take some money out of one little place and put it in another and be able to cover your expenses. But you are going to have higher expenses now, Taurus, but probably for a good reason. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is an absolutely wonderful new moon for you, and also for Aquarius. And the reason why is that the Sun, New Moon, and Jupiter in Libra are trining your Sun. That means that you're more popular than you realize, Gemini, and that a lot of love and wonderful people who want to be your partner are headed your way. And that is good. I mean, you could use the help, Gemini. You certainly can't do everything all by yourself. And so now you are going to have help because love triumphs. In other words, perhaps there have been some people that have been holding back a little bit, but they're not going to do that anymore. And so even legal agreements and contracts can work out in your favor, Gemini, which is wonderful. You still need to be careful about health concerns because Mercury in Virgo is squaring your sun, and you still don't know quite who to trust because Neptune in Pisces is squaring your sun, but Mars has moved on. It's not opposing your sun sign anymore. Only Saturn is. And so some people with old grudges can still be bothering you for a while, but you are now sort of moving into the more popular mode, and I think love will triumph for you, Gemini, so I hope you enjoy that. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, since yours is a cardinal sign and there are 6 planets in a harsh T-square in cardinal signs, I do not think you're going to get everything your own way right now, Cancer. And there is even the possibility of some sort of career change for you as well. The Sun, New Moon, and Jupiter in Libra are squaring your Sun, which means that you may not be in agreement about legal matters right now, or you may not have the backing of everybody in the way that you're used to. But so you're going to have to compromise a little bit right now, or maybe even more than you'd like to, but you will have to do that. And then Uranus in Aries is squaring your Sun, which means you still have to absorb sudden shocks or sudden breakups in one way or another. They may not involve you, but they could. And you will just sort of have to expect the unexpected. And then the big problem is that exalted Mars in Capricorn along with Pluto are opposing your sun sign until early November. And since Capricorn rules business and Mars is exalted there, it simply means that some people could be making career decisions or business decisions that may even eliminate your job or change it in such a way that you would not be happy with that at all. Or it can simply be that there are cutbacks and it doesn't have anything to do with you, but it's the way your employer is thinking right now. Should that really bother you? Well, it might bother your reputation or your pride a little bit, Cancer, but it's not going to bother you too much financially, because Venus in Scorpio is trining your sun, and so is Neptune in Pisces, and that's going to remain for a while, and that simply means there will be some money around for you to make a dream come true. So if you have to cut back on your work hours or on your career, there may be a real silver lining in that, Cancer, because possibly there will be some extra money around for you to do what you'd rather be doing anyway. And so you may get a better chance at something, particularly at a dream, and be able to afford it. So look up right now, because I think the stars are with you in the long run. All right, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, there are not as many planets in the fire signs right now, and so Uranus in Aries is trining your sun, but Mars isn't trining your sun anymore, and that's what was energizing you and enabling you to do so many different things this last year. And so only Saturn is trining your sun now, and that simply means that the pace of your life, or even the pressure of your life, is going to calm down a little bit, Leo, which is good. You do still need to take advantage of people who are more experienced than you, who can help you along. Don't turn your back on them, because Saturn is not going to be in Sagittarius for very much longer. It'll only be there another year. And so you have the ability to take advantage of older and wiser people with their experience, and that can help you. But don't wait too long, because that aspect will move on and it won't be back for years. And then Uranus in Aries can always lead you towards something new and exciting. But I think that you ought to stick to more modest gains and just put one foot in front of the other instead, because there are a number of good planets ahead of your sun sign. And, you can sort of quietly walk into good fortune, and love can triumph for you too, Leo, because Mercury is in Virgo right ahead of your sun sign, and then the Sun, New Moon, and Jupiter are in Libra right ahead of that, and then Venus is in Scorpio ahead of that. So you can want to be sort of spending money right now. You could have your eye on something sort of pricey. But still, I think that if you sort of look at your budget carefully, then you'll be able to afford things. And also, you could consider taking on a partner, or perhaps love will triumph romantically for you, Leo. So you are under very good aspects, but nothing's going to drop in your lap. I think that if you're looking for partners, you're going to have to sort of go out and socialize a little bit more, and I think you'd really enjoy that. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, Mercury is in your sign still, but it will be leaving soon, and it is trining that exalted Mars in Capricorn along with Pluto there, and that simply means you are going to be very, very busy in October. And it will be because people trust you, they know how dutiful you are, and they know that you're a good problem solver. And I think there are going to be problems in October with this exalted Mars in Capricorn, because people are going to have rigid attitudes about the bottom line, and they're really going to stick to their attitudes and try to drive hard bargains. This will not hurt you at all, Virgo. In fact, you could be instrumental in helping people smooth out that bottom line a little bit, and that could end up with a promotion for you, or with better long-term benefits for you. So you have nothing to worry about by working a whole lot harder, because you'll be given more responsibility as well, and I think that you'll like that quite a bit. So just prepare for that. And the new moon on Saturday is right ahead of your sun sign. So there is the possibility you could sort of be walking into love, or that love can triumph simply by being able to negotiate things in a lot more peaceful way. And you may even want to be spending some money on beauty or on art, and that would be money well spent right now. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, the new moon on Saturday is in your sun sign, and you couldn't ask for a better new moon, Libra. The sun, the moon, and Jupiter are all conjuncting each other, which heightens the power of all of them, and that simply means you can be seen at your very best, Libra. So you really need to get out and present yourself in the public eye because people will be very attracted to you. Your popularity can certainly increase. Love could certainly be on your horizon. And there can be the offer of some sort of benevolent contract or one that's worth a little more than you were even asking for. So that is all possible. At the same time, people can be driving a very hard bargain, particularly an employer of yours, Libra. And that is because the exalted Mars and Pluto in Capricorn are squaring your sun, and your Uranus in Aries is opposing your sun. So there can still be sudden upsets or something that happens very unexpectedly. But I would say that love is definitely going to triumph for you in one way or another, Libra, and that your wonderful attitude right now of peace and popularity and good cheer can certainly soften any blow, and it can certainly comfort you as well, Libra. So congratulations. This is one of the best new moons that you're going to have for years. So I hope you take advantage of it. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, Venus has now come into your sign, and that can sort of mellow you out a little bit, Scorpio, and certainly it can make you, turn you into a peacemaker, which is amazing because Scorpio rules war. So there is the possibility, with so much light, the sun, the new moon, and Jupiter in Libra right behind your sun sign, that you have a lot of protection and that the law is really on your side, even more than you realize, Scorpio. So this is certainly a time when you should be sort of looking for a little extra money right now in order to make a dream come true. And so that could be a little different than you thinking about any kind of career choice. And by that I mean that it is possible, Scorpio, that you can be thinking about ending a career or retiring. And that would be a very wise choice of yours. And the reason why is that Mars and Pluto, your rulers, are in Capricorn, which rules career, but it also rules retirement and pension benefits. And those two planets are sextiling Venus in your sign. So you might surprise people by deciding that, you know, if you retire, there can be some money coming in, and that might be enough for you to make a dream come true. There's a possibility that you would rather be your own boss. And this is a time when you should really think about that, because I think that could work out well, particularly if you have some help with that behind the scenes. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarian? Well, Sagittarius, you should be feeling a little sigh of relief because Mars is no longer in your sun sign. It is right ahead of your sun sign, though, in Capricorn, where it's exalted, and Pluto is there too. So you can have to work very, very hard in your career, or you may be working very hard for long-term benefits that can be of advantage to you down the road, but you'd be earning all of that good fortune in the future. So this is a time when you can be a little bit tired because you have been under frustrating aspects for most of the year, but they are not so bad now. I mean, Mars has moved on. You'll have Saturn in your sign for one more year, which can sort of tire you out. But this new moon in Libra, along with the Sun and Jupiter, were sextiling your Sun, and Venus in Scorpio is right behind your Sun sign. That's very good news for you, Sagittarius, because you may have been facing financial problems this year and may have had high debt. And with Venus in Scorpio right behind your sun sign, there is a way to renegotiate that and get some sort of loan or debt on better terms. And so that's what I mean. Behind the scenes, you can be getting a lot of advantageous help, not only through partnership, but through better financial terms that can help you out. So things are starting to look up for you, Sagittarius, which is good. All right, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, Mars has come into your sign, and it's sort of having the effect of lighting a fire under you, Capricorn, because it's joining Pluto there as well, and those two planets are the rulers of Scorpio, where Venus is, and Venus is sextiling your sun. So you may be wanting to sort of redo your finances in one way or another, or you can be having very rigid, high standards that you are setting, and you could be looking around and wanting to make sure that everyone that you're dealing with is meeting those standards. And if they don't meet your standards right now, Capricorn, I do not think that you're going to be in the mood to wait around for them. You may be thinking about cutting some ties because they don't live up to your standards. That's a good idea, because there can be areas of your life or people that you've been dealing with that are sort of expensive or costly to you. And I think that you are all done with that, and that you would rather sort of run your budget in a more frugal way so that it will stretch for a longer period of time. And that is a good idea, Capricorn. So look around for those bargains, because you could be driving a hard bargain, but you might find some good bargains as well. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, love does triumph right now for you, because the Sun, New Moon, and Jupiter in Libra are trining your sun sign, and your sun sign rules the future. So there is the possibility that you can be very attractive to new partners, or you can be, if you're looking for love, you just might be finding it right now and in the future over the holidays, which is great. At the very least, you can be attracting wonderful partners and possibly a better contract or a new contract that can be very fair and balanced and generous. Remember, Jupiter is in Libra, and that's a generous planet. So I think you're going to be doing okay, Aquarius. Venus in Scorpio is squaring your sun, which means you could want to be a little extravagant and spend a little too much money on love. But if it makes you happy, then go right ahead and do it. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is a time when the new moon in Libra is in conjunct or 150 degrees away from your sun sign. So yes, love can triumph, but I think you might have your mind a little bit more on something that would just make you happy right now, Pisces. And I think it is possible that a dream could come true for you, because the money will be there. It may come through a partner or come through a loved one, but Venus in Scorpio is trining your sun sign where you have Neptune right now. And so that means that there can be money coming in from some other source, such as an inheritance, insurance proceeds, increased credit, or a grant of some sort, or just money coming in from somebody else. Or it can be even a family member or from a real estate sale. So this is a good time for you to sort of come home a little bit, Pisces, come home not only to yourself, but to values that just make you feel better. Maybe the values that you grew up with, or maybe the values of your own family. And get real comfortable with that, because I think there is going to be some money around somewhere to make a dream come true. So congratulations. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show anytime you want by subscribing to it on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.